Welcome back to Manny Lives Life. I'm Manny, and it's been a while since I've posted, although I will say I have probably recorded about 20-25 videos, and I just don't get through them. And for various reasons, sometimes I just tangent, sometimes I am not feeling it, and a lot of times distraction. And I am the queen of ADHD, and therefore yeah, squirrels are big in my realm. So I just wanted to, for anyone who did want an update, what's going on. I know this was especially for people that I met in treatment. I did do residential treatment, and from residential I went to outpatient treatment and intensive outpatient treatment, and I got a lot from both experiences, and so that was great. Let's see. From treatment, I went to trying to think. Oh, I went to Indiana, stayed with my aunt again for a couple days just to get all my things, and then we took off in my van, and we went to, trying to think. We stayed out near Ottawa, Illinois, at a campground where the people were just amazingly kind and wonderful. They could see I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never camped before. In fact, okay, so we get there, right? And I check in and I pull into our slot, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do at that point. And there's so much stuff in my van. I have a very small space. I have a 30 by 60 space in my van. That is where I have to live. Like, that is where me and the dog sleep. That is where everything takes place, in that teeny tiny spot, because I have a wheelchair lift inside my van, and then I have the driver's seat and the passenger seat. And so I just stick things in spaces, but I had so much stuff I didn't know what to do. And so what happened was I just started taking everything out of my car. And in the middle of that, I had taken the dogs out and what do you call it? Hooked them up to the van, and I just stood there for a second like I had no idea what I was doing, because I didn't. And there's a picnic table in the space, so I went and I sat on the picnic table, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I really wish that I would know what I was doing. Here's the thing. I haven't been camping in years, like years, because I'm just realizing I need to take a step back. While I was in residential care, my disability was approved, so that was good. There is a limit on it, and I'll have to work on all that stuff, and hopefully I can get the right paperwork in to have it be made long term. I was really upset about the fact that, for me, the fact that they approved my disability on a mental health status was fine, because they have some issues. And so for them to approve it was great, but they had a list of all these mental health issues that their caveat is you can only get approved for 2 years. And it's not an approval and then you have to renew. It's just like, that's your approval, that's it. Okay. Now for me, I have several physical issues as well. And so because of that, or they didn't approve me on that because they were having issues getting documentation from my doctors. And because I was in treatment, I was having issues talking to my doctors and reaching out to my doctors. So they approved it temporarily for the 2 years, and in that time frame I can get all the physical documents in to do it for the physical ailments. Okay, so it really was disheartening, because I was like, what about the people who that's all they have is the mental health issues? Mental health, it can be a forever thing as well. And so the fact that it's okay that this company can tell you that they will only approve your long-term disability for 2 years is rough. I mean, then you should refund me all the money that I paid in outside of 2 years, because what's the point? Anyway, so while all that happened, I was happy that my disability got approved. I was also let go from my job. That's been a big part of what's been hard for me lately, is I didn't realize how much of my identity was wrapped into what I did. And so it was hard, and just dealing with everything. But I've been doing okay. I've been making it through. There have been some rough days, but as someone said in when I was in treatment, it's okay to have rough days. It's okay to have rough moments. It's about the what do you call it? I'm only laughing because my brain just went there, because I just took the dogs for a walk, and it's a pretty decent day, so I narrated their walk. And when I didn't have things I could think of to say, I was singing their walk. And that's one of the little things that I was singing while we were out there. So apparently, while I can't think of my own things to say, I'm going to fill it with these odd little somewhere in my brain, it's like, you're narrating your life. Oh, pause. Do, 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 do. Never a dull moment, no matter what goes on in my life. No matter how calm it might be, though it is never completely calm, it is crazy town up there, and there's always something going on. A lot of it's anxiety. The other part is a little tipped, okay? But it's fun. So, all right, let me get back on track before I start filling in the silence again. So I decided, obviously, because I have my disability approved and everything, and that's a good thing, that what I would do is we're going to travel for as long as I could. And so the first place we went after we went and got all of our things from my aunt's house is we went somewhere near Ottawa, Illinois, and it was a beautiful area. We, unfortunately, it was still really warm, and so we couldn't enjoy everything because I couldn't leave the dogs in the car. And also I really wanted to go to Starved Rock, and it's really nice, but it's not very accessible. And even though I can walk some with my cane, if I'm gonna go longer distances, I need to be able to take my chair. And even though my chair is pretty rugged and it can do, terrain, terrain like that is like considered all non-flat surfaces. Anyway, so are you enjoying the show? Yeah, it's a habit I picked up from work. Why, I don't know, but you never wanted your screensaver to come on. So you would always move your mouse when your screensaver would come on, or every once in a while so it wouldn't come on. I don't know why. It's not like it took forever to turn off. Woo! All right, so the train is derailed, and so enjoyed our time in Ottawa. Like I said, I sat down at that picnic table, and did you forget when we were on track, the last thing was I was sitting at a picnic table. But let me paint this picture, right? So there's my van. Doors open, dogs entangling themselves, stuff all over, like out of the car, bins out of the car, bags out of the car. I looked rough because I was. really tired. I hadn't slept in a couple days, and just was not okay, not thinking straight, sitting there in that chair and not knowing what to do with my 30 by 60 space. And it was supposed to rain for a couple of days. So I'm sitting there and I tell myself, I need to be able to, my hip was hurting, so I needed to be able to sit, but move to be able to like sort these things, right? And I stand up, and as I stand up, my nightgown starts coming off. Not my nightgown, not my nightgown, my dress. Never a dull moment. Welcome to Manny Lives Life. So while I was standing there and my dress was still attached to that picnic table, I realized that the tree that we were under with this picnic table, which looked beautiful and picturesque and all that, yeah, it was covered in sap. And so yeah, it kind of glued me or my dress to the picnic table. That was fun. I ended up having to throw away that dress. But I go to get in my chair, my wheelchair, and I go to sit in it, and I'm like trying to finagle my dress so that I don't get the sap on my wheelchair, but that I can move around and get everything in order so that we can get in here. And somebody came up to me and was like, honey, you can't. She goes, actually, she came up and she said, I'm here to help. And I was on overload, so I just looked around and I go, what the hell about all this makes you think that I need help? And she went on about her and her husband, her husband sent her, and they realized, what was up, and I couldn't stay in my van for that many days and whatnot. And so then I was word vomiting and explaining my life to that point. And because what y'all don't know is in the time that I was gone, Alice, my big girl over there, you can only see part of her, sorry, she's getting a good nap. She had gotten attacked by another dog, and and they were at the shelter waiting for me in a respite program. And so my littles, Nellie and Charlie, got to stay in a foster care, but because they weren't sure what had happened with Alice, they kept her in the shelter. But this happened after I had left the house, so they had no idea what was going on. As far as they knew, I had left. I was gone for a few hours. Literally, she then got attacked, to be stuck in a room for a couple weeks. I think it was like a week and a half. And then my brother swooped in, thankfully. Love my brother. Hated that he had to deal with that for me. But him doing that allowed me to continue to do what I was doing, and I really, really needed to get better. I was not in a good place. I would have to say that was probably the first or second worst place I had been in my head in my entire life. And so I'll never be able to thank him enough because he had a lot of his own stuff going on, that a lot of fires he was putting out for his family, his nuclear, that for him to find and make and take time to help me, even though I wasn't, just, yeah. So, and I'm getting teary-eyed because I know that without what he did for me, I don't know that my time in treatment would have been as successful as it was. I don't know that it would have been successful at all if I had to continue to worry. But, so, anyway, at the campground, are you following along? Yeah, we started here and we... Oh, we'll go back and finish the story here. So, I stayed at the campground for, I don't know, I think we were there, I can't remember. We were there for a couple weeks. Like 10, maybe, I don't know, 10 days, 18 days, something. And so stayed there, really enjoyed our time, got to try a lot of things. I messed up several campfires because I'd never made a fire before. I have not camped since I was in my early 20s. And the person that I was in a partnership with at the time, she was pretty decent at camping, and her friends were great at camping. And so when we would all go camping together, I was a princess and really did not much of anything other than move stuff around and sit in a chair. And at the time, I used to smoke cigarettes, and so I'd just sit there, and they'd take care of dinner, they'd take care of fires, they'd take care of, here, we're gonna go take this walk down this trail or whatever. I just followed along, did whatever. Other than that, I just sat there, as the princess that I was. So this time was different. It was all me, and I was new to so much. It was very hard on my body, but I made it. I did it all myself. I moved most everything myself every time I had to move anything. I built my own fire, I messed up my own fire several times. Got some tips from my brother, and yeah, he really is the savior in this story. Got some tips from my brother, and was able to make a fire eventually. And I can't tell you, that was like one of the proudest moments I've had in maybe ever. So that was great for me. Cooked on that. Just did so much. After that, I went from there to Arlington Heights, Illinois, where we stayed in a hotel, in a Motel 6 for a couple of days. It was really hot, and I was getting sick from the heat. So, because the cabin we were in was extremely rustic. It's like a shed, with like an 8x8 shed with just wood tongue and groove all over. So we went to Motel 6. We stayed there for a couple of days. I really recouped there a lot just from the heat, and rested my body because my body was pretty done. I was having a fibro flare, and yeah, just needed that time, and took it and enjoyed it for what it was. Did other things in Ottawa when I was there. I tell you about that another time. Went to the park where Abraham Lincoln debated Stephen Douglas. I believe it was Douglas, and which was great because I'm reading this book right now, Team of Rivals by Doris Kearns Goodwin. It's a great book. It's thick. It's a little much for me. I can't like just sit and read it straight through, but it's over 700 pages. I'm a couple hundred in. I've been reading it for 3 months now, but I'm enjoying every bit of it. More than 3 months. I got it in August, now that I think about it. No, August now is 3 months. I'm all right. I can math in this. So, in Arlington Heights, and I got to see my longest friend. If I said she was my oldest friend, she might frown upon me. She is definitely now my oldest friend. She's my longest friend. And I got to see her, and it was amazing and wonderful. And she revamped my van to make room for everything, and beautifully just, told me she would hold on to things that I didn't need immediately. From there, I went to where I am now, which is in Gurnee, Illinois. And I feel comfortable saying that only because I have 3 people that are going to look at this. So I have been up here in Gurnee since the beginning of October. I am in not extended stay America, but it is an extended stay place. I have enjoyed it a lot and learned so much, and we'll talk about that later because there's little stories to tell. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I've been. We've been here since, I think it was early October but I can't remember if it was the 1st or the 8th or something. It all blurs, but it's okay because I'm enjoying it, you know? So the amazing thing about all this is being here. Where I was in Arlington Heights, I would take the dogs out and they'd go to the bathroom and whatnot, and then I'd, go back in. Where I am now, I'm right next to Six Flags, which is, it's off season. They're in Fright Fest, so it's only busy in the evenings most weekends. And I think this is the last weekend or next weekend's last weekend, one of the two. And so there's next to nobody here. And so I'm actually able to go out with the dogs, and if I probably spend about 3 or 4 hours a day outside with the dogs, just going out. And so that's been really enjoyable. We'll take pauses. I attach them to the chair and I get to walk a little bit. But because I'm still practicing that, still doing my exercises, it has been a big, what do you call it? Test of my patience, which some days is great and some days not so much. And but it's actually, I'm doing pretty well with that. So we are here for, I want to say, at least 2 more weeks. I think right now I've extended us to the 12th of November. We might be going a little bit further and staying here till the 16th. I have to take my aunt to some doctor's appointments on the 17th and 18th. And then my plan is on the 19th to start to head back to Texas. Now, what I have been waiting for is some funding to be able to come through so that I can purchase a different vehicle. Because I cannot live in 30 by 60. I just can't. First of all, I am a large human, okay? Second of all, I have 3 dogs. Third of all, I got a lot of crap. And I would love to say it's just a bunch of crap that I don't need, but it's stuff I use all the time. Like right now, I have most everything out of my van. It's in here in the extended stay, and I would venture to say I use almost everything in here at least every 2 or 3 days. I think the biggest thing that I can do to save some space inside of a vehicle that I will be moving around in is to just not have a lot of backups. That's something that I'm not used to. We can talk about that another time. That's definitely something that it comes from like not having some things previously in life. And I know it was something that was a theme that I shared with several people in treatment. So we'll talk about it sometime. And so yeah, I've been working through things that I have out in my van that have been in excess. Like one of the things the extended stay does is, you don't have to buy your own toilet paper. You just ask them for toilet paper and they give it to you. But because I had several rolls in my car, I have been using, once I ran out of what was in the hotel, I went to the car and I used what I had in the car. And so that way it's one less thing that I have tons of backup in the car. Actually, yesterday I finished what I had, and so I'm back to using what the hotel has. And then when I move on, if I need to make a purchase, I'll make a small one. I hope. That's what I'm telling myself now. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this is where I'm at. I'm up in Gurnee, Illinois. I will be up here for a few more days. Today is, oh, and by the way, happy Halljoween. Happy Halloween to everybody who does take a moment to watch this and actually makes it to 24 frickety frackin' minutes. And yeah, pardon the hair. This is part of my costume. I'm going as someone who's been electrocuted. And no, joking. I just got home from the dogs and I had my my winter hat on for the last couple hours. So this is what you get. Oh, who am I lying? I got out of bed like this and then I put my winter hat on top of it and then I just took it off and I was like, we're just doing this. So that's what's going on. That's where we're at. I am about to be able to have that funding to go ahead and make a purchase for a bigger vehicle. And all I am doing, I was trying to make a bigger purchase like a Transit, but I have decided that instead of putting the money that I will have toward a down payment, I am going to make a purchase to buy something outright so that I don't have payments. And I am going to get comfortable living a little bit smaller, not smaller than my 30 by 60, but I was trying to get something I could stand up in and whatnot. But I mean, you're gonna live outside most of the time anyway. So I'm hoping to just get something. I have a Dodge Caravan right now. I've had it for the last few years for my lift. I'm just gonna get something similar. You know what? The whole would be is if I could get another Dodge Caravan, but a Grand Caravan, so it had stow and go, and then take the seats out, and then I have that space in the floor. Oh, it would be like some deity speaking to me. This is the one you shall choose. So we'll see what's out there when the funding is deposited, and see what I can afford to purchase outright, and that's what we're gonna do. And then I'm going to lean on my wonderful friend, my longest friendship, and see if she can take these seats out of a van and help me, or for me, build some type of platform while it is cold, and she can curse me the whole time. I'll sit outside in the cold with her and help her build whatever she needs to help me build a platform to make a bed. And like I said, then on the 16th, we'll head to my aunt, take care of her, and then be on to Texas. Be in Texas for a while, and then it's going to get crazy. We're going to Arizona. I have not been to Arizona as an adult outside of driving through it outside of driving through it, period, as an adult. As a child, I was there as a teenager. I don't know, I was like 10. When my niece was born and my brother who passed a few years ago, when he lived there and my niece was born, I had gone down there twice or 3 times to see them. And I think 3 times, and to see them, and I remember enjoying myself. So we're gonna go see what that's all about. And my most exciting moment is we're gonna get to know some nomads. Yeah, because that's gonna be us now, because we're gonna go see things that I've always dreamed of and never actually gotten to see and experience. And I'm gonna learn how to be able to keep the dogs comfortable so that I can go have experiences. And yeah, we're gonna do it, because you know what? I'm out here living my life, and I'm living my life in a way that allows my body to heal as much as it can, working with my body, not against it. That's the big thing here. On days it doesn't feel well and it needs to sleep later, or it needs to stop in the middle of the day and take a rest, or sometimes it's just lay down and breathe and work through pain. Sometimes it's sitting there and just reminding myself that the stuff that's going on in my head is not right and not true, and I am a decent person, and whatever else it is. Whatever is going on, I am working with it and through it, not against it. I'm going to take you on that journey. I appreciate you being here, and look forward to some more videos like this. And someday I'll remember how to, someday I will edit. I remember I learned that skill once in some previous video. I sat down to do that several times, and I was like, what the? Yeah. So I'll remember again. I'll work it out again. But right now, you're getting 30-minute videos. I love you all so much. I appreciate you being here, and look forward to sharing more stories and experiences with you along the way. Because even though this is for me a way to get things out and vent and talk through life and have somebody on my journey, to not be alone, I hope for you that you find enjoyment, you find somebody like you, and you're not alone, or whatever else it is that you need that makes you feel good along the way. All right, thanks everybody. I'll talk to you and see you soon. Bye.